Okay, everyone is back. Hmm. Okay. Cool. So we did this. So you know that we can declare variables like this, but we can basically use variables like this. But let's go back a little. Okay, let's talk one thing at a time. So we did var a equals to 10. So here actually we are doing two things. Here we are doing two things, which is declaration and initialization both. Okay. So like declaration. Oh, what I have written deceleration. Why did I wrote this? Something must be going in my mind. Even you guys did not tell me that the spelling is wrong. So declaration is this spelling. Okay. Now if I say var equals to 10, that means I am doing declaration and initialization both. Okay. What if I would like to do these two things separately? Then what does it mean is var a is declaration. That means I have declared the variable. So I have done this thing that I have a variable a. Okay, I have told everyone variable a is there. But what does a has? What does a has? Let's see. Console.log a. Okay, let's do undefined. Undefined is a data type, correct? A is declared, but it does not have anything. It is declared, but it does not have anything. It is undefined. Clear? Now, if I say a equals to 10, now what I am doing initialization. I am initializing the variable with the value 10. Okay, console.log a again. What do you see? Undefined and 10. Okay, no, Bhupender, it is not going to be null. Null means nothing is there. It just not there. But that is not the case. A is declared, it exists. Null is nothing is there. Okay. If I explicitly say a equals to null, that then it will become null. Not like that. Okay. Now what I was trying to tell you and I forgot about it, is the variable. So basically you create variable a equals var equals to a. Similarly, you can create variable let by using keyword let a equals to, not a equals to obviously. And one more thing, because I have already used variable a, I should not be declaring the variable again with the same name a equals to 10. If I do that and save it, I am getting the error. What it says, identifier a has already been declared. So you are already done it, again you are doing it, not, cannot be done. Okay, so it has to be a different name, so x. So this works, right? And you can also declare a variable called const by using keyword const. Now what is a keyword? So where, let, const are keywords. Keywords are the words which have a different meaning to the programming language. So programming language, whenever this code is getting executed, it will see where, let and const. So it has a certain meaning around it. Okay, so program will be able to do certain things accordingly. Okay, so those are the reserved keyword which only programming can use. Okay, const means constant. For example, what does it mean? See, if I say c equals to 20, if I create a variable which is a const, that means constant, and c equals to 20, and after that I do c equals to 30. Okay, so what did I do? I change the value and I do console.log c. Let's see what happens. I got assignment to constant variable this. So whenever you use a const keyword, that means you create a constant variable, its value you cannot change. Its value you cannot change. Okay, and why people will use constant then, right? They will use the constant, for example pi. So pi is a constant, right? 22 by 7, its value will never change. Its value is never going to be changing. So you would like to create something like a constant whose value will never change. Everyone clear till here? Anyone has any doubt? Okay. Now there is one thing which I did not tell you. So we know const is a variable whose value never change. Now what about let and var? What is the difference between a variable getting created by var keyword and let keyword? What is the difference between a variable being created by let keyword or where keyword. Today I am not going to be telling you that. Okay, even though in your session it is there that I should mention it, but I'm not going to be mentioning it. Why? Because to explain this I have to explain you something else, and that will come in the future, and it I feel that's going to be better that if I do it there. Okay, I feel I should use this information there. At that time, I'll tell you the difference between where and let, so that it will become more reasonable or sensible for you guys. Okay, so today I'm not going to be doing it. Cool. Anyone has any doubt that why I'm not doing it and all that thing? Small knee, Saptarshi. See, I could tell you, but again, I'll be talking about some code, right? If I'll be talking about this code, if this code, I haven't talked about this if condition as of now, right? It will go into some other tangent, and we have a session on the if condition. That time I will tell you about it. Okay, don't worry about it. Within this week itself, it will be covered, right? So problem nahi hai. I don't want to do it right now because I'm feeling it might create some confusion. Okay, so basically, just to give you a hint. Okay, so the hint you have asked is basically related to the scope. What is the scope? Scope is something which is called as where a variable can be used. Where a variable can be used. Okay, what its value gonna be at that time. And scope, something I would like to take later on because it is important. People do get confused here, so I just want to give some good amount of time here, but not today. Okay. Mostly people use let, yes. And there is a reason people use let. That is what we'll be covering in that session when we'll be doing it. Okay. So today you know right now at this point of time how to create a variable, right? How to create a variable. You can use let, where, or you can use const. By using const also you can create the variables. Anyone has any doubt? Okay. What we are not talking today is about the scope. Today we are not talking about the scope. Scope is something I'll be talking about in future. Future in the sense within this week itself I'll be doing it. Okay. Don't worry about it. Cool. Anyone has any doubt? Now one more thing. People say, people say, people say in the sense everyone says that JavaScript is a dynamic typing language. Dynamic typing language. Now, what is this dynamic typing language? In other languages, what happens, right? Say JavaScript, so not JavaScript, say Java, C Sharp. So if you say, if I'll just take this entire code away, if you say where a equals to hello, that means a has now become string. A is a string. So you cannot do a equals to 10. If you do a equals to 10, in other programming language, it is wrong because it is statically typed. Those languages are static type. Okay, static type means once it is assigned, done. Now it is string only. Now you can't change it to anything else. What JavaScript says, boss, no worry, whatever you want to do, do. No worry. Instead of you can use a 10, you can use 10 also. Later on, you can change a equals to true also. Again, you want to change a to some string, that also you can do. Okay, so that is what. So you're because of this nature. Now, why does this work? Because a what happens in this, right? In JavaScript, JavaScript is interpreted, right? It will just go by line. Here it sees a as string. When it comes here, it sees a as number. He's okay with it. Okay, no problem. I don't have any problem. A equals to true. It says okay. That is also fine with me. When it comes to this line, it says a equals to this. It says okay, good man. No problem whatsoever. Okay, so that's why your JavaScript is a dynamically typed language. And when I say dynamically typed language, that means your variables are not constrained to have only one type. They can have different type. They can have different type. Everyone clear? Anyone has any doubt? I hope not. Okay, cool. Now, one second. Now let's do this thing. Okay, now let's create the variables which we have. So for example, we have already talked about, I'll just write it again. I'll say where string. So string, I'm just a name. String is gonna be something. Okay, I'll just say something. This is my string data type. Can I console log to it? That means what is the value of string? I will get that value. I can say where. So today I'm just using where, or rather I'll use let because it's always better to use let. Why? You will get into know. You will get to know in future. Let string, let number, NUBER number is equals to say 10. Okay. Now one more thing. You see, many times I'm using this. So in this is advisable that you should always be completing your sentence with a semicolon. Okay. It should be a semicolon. But even if you don't use it, JavaScript will automatically apply it for you. Okay, but it's good practice that you should be applying this. Okay, and I can console log the value number here. Okay, this is what my number. Okay, again, let boolean. And see, this name whatever you are giving, right, it can be variable, right, it can be a different name, right, but just that you always have to make sure that it should not start with like a hash or something. If you're starting with a hash, it will not work. It is a wrong. It should not start with a number. It should not start with a special character. Okay, it is fine to start with underscore. That is all right. Underscore is allowed. Okay, cool. So there are certain rules around what could be the name of a variable. I mean, getting it, everyone? Capital letter is fine. Capital letter you can have. You can create it like with B, capital B. That's good. No worries. Okay. Now I'll say let bool equals to true. So this is what my boolean, right? Can I console log this? Boolean. Okay. Now undefined you already know. You can use camel casing also. Works, no problem. Now, what is camel casing, guys? It's like some of you people must be wondering. He's talking about. So whenever you give any name to a variable, right, you follow some sort of casing. So one casing is called Pascal casing. Pascal casing means the first letter will be capital. First letter will be capital. And then you have something called camel casing. Camel casing में क्या होता है? First letter will be smaller and next word letter will be capital. So what does it mean? So if I'm writing something in camel casing, so for example, I'm writing say first name. First name. See, N is capital. Name equals to Neeraj. So this is my what? This is my camel casing. No, they are not Ashwar. Okay. See, I'm using small b, right? I'll tell you about it. Okay. So for example, this is what I've done. Camel casing, you got it. Boolean. Undefined, you already know, right? If I say let x equals to undefined. So undefined is undefined. If I say console dot log x is gonna be my undefined. And then we have something called null, right? Let y equals to null. Null is what? Null means nothing is there. So console.log y, it will show me null. Okay. So this is my null. So have we talked about all the primitives? Have we talked about all the primitives? Can you guys tell me that all primitives are done? So yes, Anurag, that is what that this signifies. I mean, that is what the camel casing means. Okay. Okay, now this is a. Now we have talked about string also we have talked about here. Okay, that is all primitive. Now we're going to be talking about non-primitive, right? Did you talk about non-primitive? The first thing was object. So, acha, one more thing. I'm just writing it. I'm not even telling you. See, in your JavaScript code, right? Whenever you're writing JavaScript, you can write something called comments. Something called comments. So for example, if I'm writing this line, right, comments, I've written this. So this means something right now. See, I'm getting this error. Comment is not defined. It says comment, it's not. So whenever you write any code with some forward slashes, when after that you see the code becomes green. When it becomes green, it means it is a comment. A comment is something which JavaScript ignores. Basically, even though it is written here, JavaScript will not execute this code. Okay, it is comment. Okay, and usually you use comment for uh, writing some sort of a description in your code so that people can understand your code, right? So for that you use comments. Cool, everyone? Anyone has any doubt? No. Okay, cool. Now I was talking about non-primitive. So in non-primitive, the first one which we have is say array. Now an array is something which can have multiple values. For example, you see all of these guys were having a single value, 1, 2, 3, Neeraj, or string, like single values were there. In an array, again, variable name can be anything, right? So I can say this is my ARR array. To declare an array, you use two brackets. These are the two brackets. Within this, you define what this array will contain. So you can say this array can contain 1, comma 2. That means it contains 1 and 2. Okay. Comma. I can also say, and this array can contain any type of data type. Any type of data type. It can also contain, say, string. It can also contain in Boolean. Okay. Now these values are assigned, correct? So basically, this is an array which has 1, 2, first, and true. All these values are there. Now, how do I access these? Okay. Whenever we use an array, right? Okay, let it be. Okay, so okay, I'll not go deep into arrays. I'll tell you why. You must be thinking, Yari, why this guy is telling us? You see, we have a specific session on arrays in JavaScript. So when we'll talk about arrays, that day I'll go more deep into arrays. है ना? There is no point of going today in the deep. Agree, everyone? No? Okay, cool. Similarly, so what you can understand for now is that you array is there which can hold multiple values. You see, these are holding single values. Okay? Similarly, you have something called object. An object is basically something. It is also a variable which is holding. I'll just call it as obj, which basically holds values in a key and a value. It has a key and a value pair. It has a key and a value pair, and we use parenthesis for that. We are using this bracket. Okay, we are using this bracket and we are closing this bracket here. And what is going to be the key? Say, you can say name. So name can be the key. Okay, and value. We use colon to define the value. So name is Neeraj, right? I can say batch. What is the batch I'm currently teaching? It is node. So we can define multiple values which are keys, right? Key in the sense, if I say obj name, what is name? Neeraj. Obj, what is batch? It will tell node. So these are key and value. Key and value. A key value pair is called as object. A key value pair is called as object. Again, I'm not going deep in object because we have a session on JavaScript object specially. Yes, Anurag, I'm doing it on the VS Code. Okay, so we have a separate session for this thing. So that's why I'm not going deep into it. I hope it's fine, everyone. Cool. Similarly, we have something called functions. Functions. Now, functions is something we write it like this. Functions, we say function. Then we say what is the name of the function. I'll just say hello. Hello is the function. And then we use double brackets and then we close it like this. So when we write it like this, we create something called a function. Now, what is a function? How does it work and everything? Again, we will be talking about, again, is it mentioned in here? Let me just see. So that is also, we have a separate session, functions in JavaScript. Okay. There we'll be going a little more deep into that. Okay. Cool. So it is just, right now it is just plain introduction that something like this exists. Cool. I hope nobody has any problem with that. Anyone who thinks why you are doing like this करके? No one, na? ठीक है. Okay. Now we'll be talking about something which JavaScript does different than other programming languages, which is called type conversion. So sometimes JavaScript by itself, so JavaScript is like programming like, so JavaScript does few things by itself. It does conversion of types when it feels it should do it. I mean, it basically just think that I need to do it. And these conversions are called as implicit. When JavaScript itself is doing those conversions, we call those conversions as implicit conversion. Now, what are those? Let's try to understand those. Automatically, it is happening. Let's say we have let result. Result is a variable. So I'm saying I declared a variable let result. Okay. Then I'm saying result equals to 3. 3 is what? Can you guys tell me what 3 is right now? 3 is what? Yes, Adish, that is a non-primitive. Correct. So 3 is a string. Now if I say 3 plus 2, if I say 3 plus 2, now what is gonna be? Like 3 plus 2 is what? Can you guys tell me? Just think, like, just do some tukka. 32. Correct. 52. अगर 52 कहाँ से हो गया रोहित? 32. Okay. Now what happened? 3 plus 2 should be 5. Correct. 3 plus 2 should be 5, but JavaScript said 3 plus 2 is actually 32. Why? Because JavaScript did a conversion here. Okay. Now what JavaScript did, JavaScript, instead of considering this 2 as a number, JavaScript considered this 2 as a string. Okay. Now what does this plus mean? This plus is an operator. Okay. What is an operator? An operator is something which takes two variables and do some operation on it. Do some operation on it. For example, if you say 4, 5 plus 4, that is an operator which will give you 9. Correct? It is adding two values. Similarly, when you have two strings, what it does, it basically add both the strings, right? So in this particular, correct, concatenate, right? So in this particular case, what happened? You have 3 as a string, 2 as a number. What JavaScript thought, let me convert 2 into a string, and with that what will happen, the number which will come is console.log result, which is gonna be what? 32. So instead of 5 it came as 32. Clear? Similarly, if we say result, same thing, result. See, right now whatever I'm talking about is implicit conversion. When I say implicit conversion, that means it is automatically JavaScript is doing for you. Okay, JavaScript is doing it for you. And sometimes people also call it as coercion. Coercion. Coercion की शायद यही है, हाँ. Okay, JavaScript coercion. Coercion means होता है, coercion basically means that you are forcing. Okay, you are forcing. Okay, ऐसा नहीं आएगा, ये सी है, sorry, coercion. So coercion basically means that you are forcing. That means JavaScript is forcing. That means JavaScript is forcing this 2, which is a number, to become a string. Okay. 3, JavaScript is doing, in the sense, Anurag, the JavaScript engine, this code is executing by JavaScript engine, right? That JavaScript engine is doing that thing for you. Okay. When I'm saying JavaScript is doing, it's basically JavaScript engine, obviously. Okay. If I say result equals to, same thing, 3 or whatever, 3 plus true. Now true is what? True is a boolean. Now what is going to be the output? True is a boolean. What is going to be the output? Anyone? 31. How about other people? No. So again, what JavaScript did, right? It took this true and made it as a string. Okay. Converted that as a string. That means it converted that type. So what happened? It came as 3 true. Okay. JavaScript converted that as a string. Similarly, let's do this. Result equals to 3 plus undefined. Now if I do the console log, can you guys tell me what will come? What will come? 3 plus undefined. 3 undefined. Again, JavaScript converted undefined to a string. Same thing again. If I say result equals to 3 plus null, what will be the output? No price for guessing. It's gonna be excuse me. Sorry. It's gonna be result what? 3 null. Okay. That is the coercion. What it's happening on the string. Okay. Now similarly, so this is the coercion which happened with the string. Now with the number, say what happens. Let's see. We have this result. Let's say we have number 2, which is a string. So that is what Ashutosh JavaScript is doing for you. So JavaScript is saying this is a 3. So JavaScript is putting its brain, okay. It says, okay, this is a 3, which is a string, and you're adding null to it. So obviously 3 and null cannot be added. So maybe this guy must be doing this addition. He's considering it as a string. So that is what JavaScript does for you. Okay, this is an implicit conversion. So JavaScript itself is converting null to string, even though it is not. Okay. So you need to know this behavior so that whenever you are writing a program, for example, what if you actually want 3 plus 2? You want 3 plus 2 as 5. You don't want 3 plus 2 as 32. So you should know this behavior so that you can correct that behavior. How do we correct that? I'll tell you in some time. So let's talk about number. See, same thing here. So you have a string which is 2, and if you say minus 1, okay. So you are saying string 2 minus string 1. What will be the value? What will be the value? Let's save it. The value is coming as 1. Now, why it is coming as 1? Because what JavaScript is thinking, boss, you cannot subtract string from string. Is this a number? Oh, this is a number. So I can convert this string to a number because it makes more sense to subtract a number from a number. So JavaScript is implicit means by itself is converting a number 2 minus 1. Okay. Okay. No, that is what the procedure, Anurag. That is what JavaScript does. So basically, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, it's not a procedure as such. That is how it does. That is how. So for example, if I say var equals to x equals to 10, so that means JavaScript takes whenever JavaScript will execute that code, it will consider x equals to 10. Similarly, whenever JavaScript will see this code, it will consider that code as like that. Okay. So if you do like this, you say 5 minus 8, again it will come like that. It will come in minus 3. Okay. Anyone? Clear? Similarly, if you do the same stuff with the say multiply, again you multiply two numbers only, na? No, why not minus 21 Saptash? No, why it will come minus 21? You said minus 5 minus 8, right? Okay, sorry. So, Saptarshi, why it did not come, right? What JavaScript did internally, right? While executing the code, JavaScript saw that you are subtracting a string from a string. Okay. So what JavaScript did, JavaScript tried to convert that thing. Okay. For example, what I'm trying to tell you, right? Let's come back to this. Wait a minute. Say we have 5 minus 8. Okay. So what JavaScript thought you are subtracting string from string, but that is not what can be done. You cannot subtract two strings. So that means so then JavaScript is thinking, should I convert this to a number and see whether that can be happening? Because now subtraction happens on the numbers, right? So that is what JavaScript did internally. Now, what if you have something which cannot be, subtracted? For example, you have something here, hello, and you are getting NaN. What is that? Not a number. So subtraction operation JavaScript knows will get applied only on numbers, and you are subtracting a string from a number. That means it is gonna be not a number. Again, Anurag, what I'm saying, when because plus operator can be applied in string also, that is why. So in why JavaScript did not consider, okay, JavaScript, the question is why JavaScript 3 2, why did it became 32 and not 5? There is a reason for it, because when JavaScript made it as 32, because if this will be because the plus operator can be used with string. So if it is Neeraj, okay, Sharma. So this plus operator can be applied with strings also. So when you apply with a string, then it concatenate those things. It will join those things. So it became Neeraj Sharma, right? So that is why when JavaScript saw 3 and 2 and it has to plus those things, so it said, okay, it must be string only. Now I can do plus for string. So 32. Got it? So JavaScript is basically applying its own brain also. It is also assuming things that you may want to do this, you may want to do that. Cool? Everyone? Anyone has any doubt? Okay. Similarly, like we have other operations, right? For example, if I pull few of other operations for you, just to show you this thing. So like this, for example, if I say string 4 minus 2, subtraction is there, right? Minus 2, the result will be 2. 4 multiply by 2, even though it's a string, but multiply will happen with the number. It is trying to do the multiplication. So we got 8. 4 division by 8. You cannot divide string by string. So it is considered, can I change it? And when it is not able to do that, what do we get? So consider if it is hello divided by 2. That means the output will be not a number. When we say NaN, okay, when we say NaN, that means not a number. So JavaScript was hoping that it's gonna be a number, but it is not a number. So it says it's not a number. NaN, not a number. Concept of string. No. So what I said, right? Anurag, string is what? String is a text. Whatever the text you write, A, B, C, D, alphabet, special characters, all those things will come within the string. मैंने बताया था ना यार. I guess you were. See here, string. I told string is text. मुझे लगता है तुम साइड साइड में इंस्टाग्राम वगैरह देखते हो. Sometimes see all the things are being mentioned. Many, not just addition, Saptashi. Multiple places it behaves in a multiple different ways. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to tell you, right? That is what. Okay. It does implicit conversion of booleans also. Now you'll see, right? That is what I'm coming at. Now say suppose you have something called a boolean. Run program, ये run ही तो हो रहा है boss. Santosh, you see here. Whenever I'm making any changes, all those changes are happening here, na? Don't tell me, Santosh, you were thinking that I have not executed the code only, huh? Is it? अरे यार क्या बात कर रहा है? ये this side में I'm telling you NaN and 3 undefined, 3 true. That is all right. I'm writing this code. It's code because of that live extension. The code is getting executed on the browser. संतोष ठीक है अभी सब कुछ? Now you know, right? This code is getting executed here. कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Sometime it happens. Initially it will happen, but later on it will not. But अभी तो clear है ना? Do you have a doubt how this code is getting executed here? अरे सॉरी का कुछ नहीं. नो, यू डोंट नीड टू से सॉरी. वो मूवीज में क्या रहता है? नो सॉरी नो क्या क्या रहता है वो डायलॉग. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. ओके, जस्ट चिल. बट हाँ, whenever you have, like, don't simply sit, right? मतलब बोलने का था ना कि पहले कि यार ये क्या हो रहा है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा मुझको करके. say like that. Cool. Let's do this thing. So what I was saying, भूल गया मैं. हाँ, boolean. I was telling you about boolean. See, what I'm trying to tell you guys, it is very obvious. It's very much okay to get confused. Ask the questions. Okay? Super simple answer is, obviously you have not done it before. You don't have any idea about it. Some people in your batch already has an idea. They are getting it, and you must be thinking, यार उनको कैसे समझ में आ रहा है? How those people are able to understand? These people are able to understand because they have some idea. If you don't have an idea, like Anurag asked the question, whenever he's asking questions, I'm telling him, right? In my own capacity, I'm trying to do it. Right? So keep on asking the questions. If at all you are not clear, ask the questions. Tension नहीं लेना ज़्यादा. Just put it on the chat. Okay, so what I was telling you about. अरे ये राहुल, वो बताऊंगा ना यार. इतना भी क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछना कि वक्त से पहले पूछ लो. अभी इम्प्लिसिट तो खत्म होने दो. अभी बताऊंगा फिर, तब एक्सप्लिसिट आएगा. Okay, so I was telling you about the implicit conversion of boolean. क्या बोल रहा था मैं? हाँ. So we have something like result equals to. Now I'm doing it with boolean, right? Now say I'm saying 4 minus true. 4 minus true. Can you guys tell me what the output will be? 4 minus true. 3. Not a number. Okay, cool. Let's save it and see. We got 3. If you see here, the output came as 3. Can I do some plus here? ये कैसे हुआ? इसका साइज नहीं बन रहा. Okay, it basically came as 3. Now, why did it came 3? Why did it come 3? The question is the true. When JavaScript is converting this true, JavaScript knows this true is a boolean. It's a boolean. When it is a boolean, true also means 1. Okay, now because true also mean 1, so JavaScript saying instead of making it as a string, I will make it as a 1. And 4 minus 1 is what? 3. Confusion. I know it is confusing, okay, but that is how it is. That is what I'm trying to tell you, that JavaScript is trying to do these things for you. So we should know that this thing is happening. And that is what we call it as coercion. People ask this thing in your interviews. They will give you code like this. They'll write the code and they'll tell you what is the output. Tell me what the output is going to be. So at that time, you have to think the way JavaScript thinks, that this operator is there. Can I do some operation on it or not? Right? Can I convert this thing or not? Right? That way. Clear, everyone? Anurag? Clear, right? I hope. See, true ka funda is, see, what I said, true means true. So basically, Boolean is true and false. And true and false means 1 or 0. In JavaScript, true and false also means 1 and 0. Now, what is happening when JavaScript is doing 4? So JavaScript saw 4. Okay, so it saw 4 as a string. Then it saw subtract. Okay, then it saw true. So there is no operation between two string. There is no operation between two strings where you'll be subtracting the strings, because subtraction operation happens between the numbers. So JavaScript, what JavaScript did, JavaScript converted this 4 to a number. Then JavaScript tried to convert this true. Now, because it is not a string, it is a boolean, so it can be converted to 1. So JavaScript converted it to 1. And 4 minus 1 came as 3. And 4 plus, if I change this 4 plus true, what it will be? 4 plus true. 4 plus 2 will be what? Be na. 4 plus true will be what? 4 true. This is a string and this is the operator. You can apply the concatenation operation with the string, right? And that is how people confuse you in the interviews. In your interviews, right, when you will do that, they will give you 2-3 scenarios and you'll be like, oh, so what you need to see? You need to see the operator. Okay, you need to see the operator, what that operator is, and then what can be done with that. I hope what you're getting what I'm doing, right? Are you guys getting it? Right now, if I say 4, let's say like 4 plus false, what is going to be the result? 4 plus false, 4 plus false, 4 plus false. Array 4 plus false. What is false? अरे 5 कहां से हो जाएगा? 0 ना. 4 plus 4 is 4 plus 0 is 4 ना. True and false, 1 or 0. So true 1, false is 0. So 4 plus 0, 4. ठीक है? Okay. Now what if you say result equals to 4 plus null? 4 plus null. Output is 4. Why? Null, nothing is there. Nothing is there. Okay. So it is not there, so we are not doing anything. If I say 4 minus null, 4 minus null, that is also 4. Nothing is there. That's it. Okay. Now, what if I do this? That result equals to 4 plus undefined. 4 plus undefined. What is going to be? 4 plus undefined. Can you apply this operation? See, null was not there. Undefined is something that is not being defined. Nan, right? Not a number. Not a number. Think in that sense. I hope you're getting. If I say 4 minus undefined, again, undefined. Sorry, again, not a number. Right? If I say null plus undefined, what is that going to be? If I say null plus undefined, array bhaiya, what is it going to be? None. ये वो नैन नहीं है कि मेरे मस्त मस्त 2 नैन. ये नैन है कौन सा? नॉट अ नंबर. ठीक है, तो चल रहा हूं वहां पे इंटरव्यू में, वो तुम ऐसा ऐसा कर रहे हो, फिर हो जाएगा गड़बड़. Okay. Now all of these things which we talked about, that is all implicit conversion. JavaScript implicitly doing the things for you, right? JavaScript is doing implicit. This was all your implicit. Okay. Now what if you need to do explicit? That means you are be like JavaScript, अपना दिमाग नहीं लगाना, मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ उस तरीके से करना करके टाइप्स. So for example, you have like say result equals to 3 plus 4. Console dot log, you are getting the answer as what? 34. But you don't want 34. You want what? You want what? You want 7. You are actually looking for 7. So what you need to do? JavaScript is converting this 4 into string. What you need to do? You have to convert this 3 into number. JavaScript is converting this 4 into string. So what you need to do? You need to convert 3 into number. If 3 is already a number, then number plus number will be number. Right? Now, how do you do that? For that, you use these methods, these syntaxes. So you use number, you say number bracket this. So you are saying number convert this 3. See if you can convert this number. And if it is able to convert that number, now the output is 7. Can you see that? The output is 7. Right? Now what if number is not able to convert this number? For example, if it is not a number but hello, what will happen in that case? This guy will give you nan, and nan plus nan, nan. Clear? Are you guys getting it what I'm saying? Similarly, if I say I can also write code this way. See, I will also see one more thing I'm doing here. I can also say console. Can you see this? Console dot clear. So what will happen? Whatever has been printed before this will get cleared. If I save this, see what will happen. Everything is cleared after this, right? Now whatever code I will write after this will be shown. What about 3 minus number? Now what is number? Number is a variable. You said just a word. No, so 3 minus number, if it's a word, again, if it's a word, you have to have it in a quote, right? Otherwise, it will not be considered that. Let's do that, what I'm saying. So result, you are saying, let's say 3 minus, what is that? Can I see, So you said 3 minus number. So if you define number like this, right? This number look like what? It is a variable. That is how we define variables. But is this variable being defined anywhere? No, right? We did not declare this variable anywhere. So let me just do this console.log. So we are minus 3 minus number minus 7 कैसा आ रहा है इसमें? Let number, have I defined this number somewhere? Oh, so I have used this number here. First I need to delete it, that's why. Okay. See, now what I'm getting, I'm actually getting an error, right? Why I'm getting an error? Because number is not defined, because it is being treated as a number. Treated as a variable, sorry. So if you're putting just a word, right, that is going to be considered as variable, right? Consider result as a variable. So it's thinking number is also a variable which has a value in it. Now because it does not have any value, it is giving me an error that number is not defined. However, if I say number equals to 10, that means number now has a value 10. So now it is giving us minus 7. What if number is having hello in it? Then it will be not a number. Nan. Clear? Your name, I don't know if I'm pronouncing right. Tell me if it is right. Medu Manuri. Is it correct? Medu Manuri? Or should I call you still confused? Sorry. Medu Manuri, right? Correct name is right, huh? So you are saying you're still confused, is it? Say yes if you're confused. Call me Yashwant. Acha, your name's okay. So sorry, Yashwant. Name के साथ बड़ा problem होता है boss. Okay, Yashwant. Is it clear or do you have a doubt? Say doubt if you are doubtful. No, clear. Okay, good. Now what I was telling you about is the no, this is not implicit. This is explicit. Explicitly, I am telling JavaScript boss, you have to do this way. So we can use this number to convert the numbers, convert a string to a number, okay? Or we can write code like this also, right? I can say console.log, and within log I can say number bracket true. So I'm saying number bracket true. What does it mean? Convert true to a number and give it to me and do a printing of it also. In number 79 कौन सा 79? Yashwant, it's not 79. No, which line you are saying? 79, so something else is there, na? Which one are you saying? Line 79, change the word true. This one. See, now if I save this thing, what is happening? Code line 79. अरे भैया कौन सा कोड लाइन 79? कोड लाइन 79 तो ये है. This is what code line 79 is, right? Which has something else. This is what you want. 78. Okay, you are saying 4 plus true. 78. What do you want me to change here? Make it word. What do you want me to do there? Some random word. अच्छा, some random word. So word ही डाल देते हैं. Let's put it word. Let's see what happens. What does it say? Word is not defined. Word is not defined. What you guys are not trusting me, or what you are just trying to check me, whether it is working or not. Testing. Arey, I'm just kidding, man. So Yashwant, where are you from? You must be from South, right? Bangalore only, huh? To Kannada. Okay, okay. I know a little bit Kannada. Acha, Telugu. Telugu also little I know. Little no in the sense because see I have worked in like so I have my colleagues which are in Bangalore, so they are like Telugu, Kannada, and Tamil, right? So whenever they talk, I know what they are talking, right? I know a little bit of Kannada also. Yen ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ, what is that? Kelsa ಮಾಡಿ and all those things. So when I talk to friends, I know that thing. So yeah. So me, I am from Uttarakhand, Dehradun particularly. So I am as basically if I have to put it like in your Uttarakhand, you have two sides, right? You have Gadwal and you have Kumaon, right? So I am Gadwali. So my native tongue is Gadwali. So yeah, that's the thing. No man, I don't look like Raghav. He is telling me I look like Raghav. Juhal. Some people tell, okay, sorry, I'll tell you. So some people tell me that I kind of look like, okay, so this is the first time I heard about Raghav Jal. What I have heard, and you'll be like, ki, what? But what people have told me, like two, which one somebody told me I look like MC Sher from this movie. कौन सा movie है? What is that movie? Yaar? Where he does a rap and all, right? Ha, Gully Boy. Okay, that is one. Somebody has told me that I kind of look like that, and the other one which people have told me that I slightly, very slightly look like Kunal Khemu, but I feel I don't look like either of those. I feel I kind of look like my normal only. So अपना normal type का हिसाब. हाँ, but one more thing. Body wise, the physique wise, I look like I can say that I look like Kunal Khemu. So if you guys haven't seen me on Instagram, so there you can see me. So here you must be feeling like this server wala feel, तो वो हट जाएगा if you see me on Instagram. Okay, so we were talking about this explicit, right? So we have already 10 o'clock. It is. There are a couple of more things which are left in explicit. That is something we will cover tomorrow because it will be overflow. Okay. Freak, not freak Ayush, but I do my own whenever I get some time. So I do give health as a priority. Health, because if you are healthy, then you are good, right? Then you can do things in your life. Wanderlust, that too also I do. So I've been to like multiple, not so much countries, but I've been to Scotland, I've been to Netherlands, I've been to England, I've been to Italy, I've been to Netherlands, I've been to France. So these are the places which I have been. So current company which I'm working for, I usually don't speak the name of the companies where I'm currently working at. If you would like to know where I'm currently working at, you can see my LinkedIn, boss. I can ping the LinkedIn and you should be able to see. So in England, mostly London. London I've been, and then been to Liverpool. Liverpool and what is that other one? क्या था यार? That other one which I forgot. That name. Okay. So the thing is like You should not just do one thing in your life, right? Do multiple things. If you can do multiple things, try to do it. So try to be multi, whether I don't know whether it's a talent or not, but yeah, just try to do multiple things. Don't just stick to one thing. Colchester, no, Colchester, I never been there. Okay, okay, I'll see Ashutosh about it. But usually, my company do not pick freshers for by referral, so it's mostly the campus hiring which happens. Okay, now, guys, I'm done with the session. There is a small part which is left, which is on the explicit conversion, which I'll be talking tomorrow. Okay, so will that I'll cover. Send link for feedback. Feedback link has been shared. If you guys can see there, I can see if I can share that with you. I guess. Can you guys please share the things? So what we covered, Nikhil, what we covered today. Let's go back to our what we had started from, right? So we covered. Where is it? Hmm. So what did we cover? We know about JavaScript, है ना? We know how JavaScript works in internet. That also we know. Basically, it provides a dynamic nature, है ना? Then we also know about variables. We also know about data types. We were talking about type conversion. The last topic we were talking about. In that last topic also, one small thing is left. We know about NaN, right? So we have to talk about explicit conversion and little bit of infinity, right? What is infinity? Okay. Clear? Okay. Let me just see some question and answer section. What people have said. Like, so, if you haven't asked any question and answer section, and if you want to leave, you can leave. I'm just answering the people who have raised the questions. So Afan is asking, sir, when I command on git bash, at that time one automatically created one project in that readme where we created, but in my system did not create .git file. I check it more time, but in no. So in that case, Afan, we basically had created the repository already in there, right? We had created the repository, and that is what we were pulling back. Correct? And somebody you have commented hidden file, huh? Correct, huh? That is one more thing. Oh, that part, huh? Correct. It is hidden. The .git is hidden actually. So if you go to, I have to open the Windows. In Windows, if you go to the option on the top, there is a view, and on click on it, there is a hidden thing. So .git is by default is hidden. You will see that in git bash. I deleted my branch by using branch hyphen delete branch name, but even after deleting, I was able to switch into the deleted branch. What is that? After deleting my branch, why I was able to switch it to again? But it must have not been deleted from your complete this thing, right? Uh, from your local repository, I feel. If you have deleted the branch, and then should you be able to get in? Ideally, you should not be. But that is there in your local, right? You haven't pulled those changes, huh? So do one thing. Bhupender has asked this question. Na? Bhupender, in that case, do one thing. Delete your branch and then push the changes. Git push. Okay. That should delete the branch from your local and as well from your remote repository. Try to do that. Let me tell me, does it work or not? So then we'll see. Okay. Maybe you can ask this question again after doing that operation which I said. It happened when I used https and ssh browser, but in git init process after deleting a branch using git branch could not switch to that deleted branch. It is permanently deleted by. So it happened when I use it. So that is the difference, right? When you are using init, that means you are doing everything in your local repository. When you are doing with the ssh and https, basically you are working with the remote repository. So there is a difference, right, in both the cases. Second, to what is the difference between head and main branch? So essentially, your head. So basically, you keep in your Git, you basically keep something head of your main origin, basically, right? And even your each branch has its own head. So head is basically where it's currently top. So for example, you did one commit, another commit. So which is the top one? That is gonna be the head. I don't know what Rohit was asking. He just said button. Anurag is asking, it means JavaScript, for example, is used predictive data analytics skill. JavaScript, mostly what we are dealing with, Anurag, in this particular one, it is all on the development, on the front end development. If I'm not wrong, JavaScript is used in backend development. It can be used in backend development if you want to. No, through Node.js, you can use it there. Kailash is saying console.log. I hope Kailash you know about console log. Basically, whatever you write here, console log, that can be shown in the browser in the console window. So whatever the console log I will say, that information can be shown here. Why using semicolon after? So it's Ruben. It's basically a syntax which says if you press this colon, that means after this, so this entire thing is one statement, okay, and whatever will come after this, so you could write like this. So this will be considered as a separate statement, okay, if you have put a semicolon afterward. If you haven't put a semicolon, you'll be getting an error like this, okay. So that's why you put a semicolon. Okay, so I have answered this. Is null and undefined what value we can store? And what is the use of real-time website? So that, I guess, Piyush, I have told you, right, how null and undefined things are working while consoling the things. Okay. If a plus true, then answer is 4 true. If a equals to 4 plus false, then why can't it be 4 false? Is it that is what happening? Let's see. 4 plus false. So it is the 4 plus false is 4 false, which is correct, right? Yashwant, that is what is happening. I can write it here also. See, console.log, you said 4 plus false, which is coming as 4 false, which is correct. So I don't know why can't it be false. It is what it is. I mean, that is how it is coming. Please explain backend little bit. Last time you said it. Yeah. Anurag, just a minute. Let me just first complete all that thing. Where is hidden files, sir? Array, can you guys tell him the hidden files? Because right now I do not have Windows with me and I have not started the machine, so I can't show you that. Hello, Rajesh, can you please take a look at the assessment part of this chapter? Do we have to complete the assessment now? Better, Darshit, if you can do it. Okay, always do your assessments and your assignments and your quizzes. I highly encourage you guys to do that. So do that thing. Please do that. Let me see on this one. In this particular session, we do not have the assessment, I guess. No, it is there. Coding assessment is there. Please do that. And if you have any doubt, please discuss with me in the next session, start of the next session. Ashish sir, can we do all the Git work on Git desktop app? Because I started doing after watching your video, it's showing not Git command. You can do it in the Git desktop also, but Ashish, I will recommend you to do on the Git bash, because that is what most people use, and in the companies also you'll be using that. Santosh is asking why it is like console.log or document.write. Is there a meaningful document.write? Santosh, we haven't talked about it. When we'll talk in future, we'll say. Right now, I don't want to talk about it because it will confuse people. Because nothing is related to question asked in the assessment being taught in this class. For this assessment you are talking about, it is there, right? How is it? For example, the assessment which we have today, say consider we have an assessment for you guys here. It is asking about two numbers and return the number. How to? Huh. Basically, it is a programming thing. Ideally, they shouldn't be asking this question in some ways, I guess. Don't worry, I'll explain this thing tomorrow. Not tomorrow, whenever in the Thursday session. Remind me about the assignment. I'll tell you about how this thing is going to be working. This is a programming question basically. अरे बस इतने क्वेश्चन डाले तुम दबा के मतलब you have to ask the question related to the topic. I made a branch in GitHub task one there. Then in git bash I command git pull task one came in my local. Then after change local, and then I gave pull request and I am and then I did that. So we could delete it from there, Bhupinder. From the, if you remember, in that also we went to the branches and deleted that. It is there in the Git bash because it has not been synced with that, right? In local also you have that repository, and there also you have that repository. Either you can do a Git pull, just try to do a Git pull and see. I think then it will that it should delete that branch from your local thing also, because it is being removed on your local but not in this thing. Even after pull it says use we use Git pull to update our local. If you're saying even after Git pull it removed, is it? It did not remove. Maybe do this Git pull hyphen f. F does a force pull, so that might delete it. Yashwant, false is boolean, right? By default it takes zero, right, sir? Yeah, it takes zero, right? It takes zero, but that plus operation was happening, Yashwant, with the string plus string, it will concatenate, right? If it would be a number, it will consider as zero. Is there any link between GitHub and cPanel? No. Yes, okay. Now comes to, so I have answered all the questions on the question and answer section. Let's talk about what Anurag was saying. See, Anurag, understand like this. You have to write a code, right? So the code which you are writing, that for that I'm using an editor like VS Code. So I'm writing code in my VS Code. Okay. Now once I've written all that code and everything, I need to, in a normal scenario, right? If you're working in a company or something, this code has to be moved to a server from where it will be used by the clients. In the sense, browsers will request the data and will get it. But in this particular case, what I'm doing, I'm running the server also within my computer itself, in my local computer. So what is happening, I'm writing the code here itself, and also by using that extension called live server, I'm also using my computer as a server. Because I'm doing both the things, that is how it is happening. Okay, so is it a backend development? No, it is not a backend development. Okay, when you're doing a develop, when you say backend development means developing the things which are there on the server, basically that revolves the more complicated other things. Those are the things which are essentially run on your backend servers. Here the code which we are writing, it actually going to the client. That is why it is a front end developer and not a back end development. Neeraj, I completed the quiz, and after passing it, when I went to another chapter, it showed congratulations on the completing the module. I was trying to complete the assessment, but it was not. So I went forward. That is fine. Shiv, one more thing. If these are the kind of questions, right? I guess there is a forum in your Alma Beta site somewhere where you could put these kind of things. Like, for example, if you are having issues in submitting the assignments and all those things, assessments and assignments. Okay, guys, we are done for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. And where it is saving. So saving it within here itself, right? For example, see, didn't I create a folder? I'll show you. It's the file, right? See here. I have a node folder. I'll create this folder. See, I created an introduction to JavaScript folder, and here these are the files. And these are the files which I have opened in the editor, Anurag. It is in my local only, local system, my computer. Okay, fine, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I will see you on Thursday. Okay, Thursday it is.